Okay, let us start describing function analysis of nonlinear system. The describing function of nonlinear elements can be used for the analysis of nonlinear control systems, and also it is used to predict the sustained oscillations or limit cycles in the output of the system. So you all are aware of the negative feedback control system, isn't it? Now what you are seeing extra in this block diagram, this is the input and this is the controlled output, this is unity feedback and this is the open loop gain. Okay, G omega forward path gain. Now the additional block you can see over here. So that is nothing but the describing function Kn. So consider a unity feedback system represented by its describing function Kn. Kn is function of x of omega that we have seen in the previous slide. Okay. Now we have introduced this Kn in this unity feedback control system. Okay. Let C omega by R j omega be the closed loop sinusoidal transfer function. So what is the transfer function in here? We know that it is Gs upon 1 plus GSHS. So what is GSHS? Kn into j omega, G j omega. Gs upon 1 plus GSHS. This why this j omega, because describing function is in a frequency domain analysis. We have replaced s by j omega. Okay. Now what is the characteristic equation of the system? The denominator of the closed loop transfer function. When you equate, you will be getting the characteristic equation. What is that? 1 plus kn g j omega is equal to 0. Okay. Now once again I'll explain describing function analysis of nonlinear system. So we are introducing the nonlinearity to the unity feedback system. Unity feedback system is the what is the closed loop transfer function? Cs by Rs is equal to Es upon 1 plus ESHS. When you introduce the nonlinearities, the transfer function becomes in frequency domain, it will be C j omega by R j omega, which is equal to Kn into G j omega divided by 1 plus Kn into G j omega. So this Kn is the describing function. Okay. Then the characteristic equation is 1 plus Kn G j omega is equal to 0. That much is clear? Upesh? Okay. State the stability criterion for nonlinear system when the nonlinearity is replaced by the describing function. The nonlinearity is replaced by the describing function. Kn is the function of omega. Okay. This Kn, this function of x input and this omega angular frequency. So the nonlinearity is replaced by the describing function xn. Just see this one. Nonlinearity is replaced by this describing function Kn. Okay. Next, stability criterion. When applied to nonlinear system says that the system will exhibit sustained oscillation or limit cycles when Kn G omega. This equation implies that limit cycle will occur if Kn G omega locus passes through the critical point minus 1 plus J0. Why that's minus 1 plus J0 has come? We know that 1 plus Kn G omega is equal to 0. When you take this Kn G omega, what will happen? This 1 minus 1 will come in the right side, minus 1. So Kn G omega is equal to minus 1. So the minus 1 you can write it as minus 1 plus in the real and imaginary form. We can write minus 1 plus J0. Okay. The equation Kn G omega is equal to minus 1 can be modified such that G omega is equal to minus 1 by Kn. Yes or no? Kn G omega is equal to minus 1. How did you get this equation? It is nothing but the characteristic equation. 1 plus Kn G omega is equal to 0. Then when you write Kn G omega, this one will become minus 1. Okay. Then from that you just write what is G omega. It is G omega is equal to minus 1 by Kn, which implies that the critical point becomes critical locus minus 1 by Kn. Okay. Minus 1 by Kn. Hence, limit cycle exists at the intersection point of G omega locus and minus 1 by Kn locus. Okay. The limit cycle exists at the intersection point of G omega locus and minus 1 by Kn locus. I'll explain once again. You are introducing this Kn, the nonlinearity in this unity feedback function. Just replace S by J omega because you are doing the analysis of a frequency domain. So because describing function analysis is a frequency domain approach, so you are replacing S by J omega. You will be getting the characteristic equation as 1 plus Kn into Gj omega is equal to 0. From this equation, you can write Kn Gj omega is equal to minus 1. From that, you will get Gj omega is minus 1 by Kn. The intersection point of Gj omega and 1 by Kn exists limit cycle exists at the intersection point of Gj omega locus and minus 1 by Kn locus. Okay, 2 page. Is it okay? 2 page.
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Okay. Then we will do the stability analysis. Okay. In the stability analysis, let us assume that the linear part of the system is stable. Okay. Determine the stability of the system due to the nonlinearity sketch the minus 1 by Kn and Gj omega locus. Gj omega locus you can do the polar plot. Okay. Then you have got two plot minus 1 by Kn plot and the Gj omega plot. If the minus 1 by Kn locus is not enclosed by Gj omega locus, then the system is stable. Or you can say there is no limit cycle at steady state. What you need to do? You need to do the minus 1 by Kn locus and the Gj omega locus. Gj omega locus is nothing but the polar plot. Then you compare. If the minus 1 by Kn locus is not enclosed by the Gj omega locus, then the system is stable. Okay. Analysis of the stability analysis using the describing function method we are explaining. From the describing function you are getting two plot. You need to draw two plot minus 1 by Kn and the Gj omega plot. Okay. Once then you have to analyze if the minus 1 by Kn locus is not enclosed by the Gj omega locus, then the system is stable. If the minus 1 by Kn locus is enclosed by the Gj omega locus, then the system is unstable. If it is not enclosed, stable. If it is enclosed, it is unstable. Okay. If the minus 1 by Kn locus and the Gj omega locus intersect, then the system output may exhibit a sustained oscillation or a limit cycle. The amplitude of the limit cycle is given by the value of minus 1 by Kn locus at the intersection point. The frequency of limit cycle is given by the frequency of Gj omega corresponding to the intersection points. Okay. What we are supposed to do for doing the describing function method for the analysis of nonlinear system? You need to plot two plots. Which are the two plots? Minus 1 by Kn plots and the Gj omega plot. Then how do you analyze the stable condition? If the minus 1 by Kn locus is not enclosed by the curve Gj omega, then you can say it is a stable one. If minus 1 by Kn locus is enclosed by the Gj omega locus, it is a unstable condition. Now, assume that if both the plots are intersecting, then you can say that there exists a limit cycle. So, we have studied that what do you mean by limit cycle? Limit cycle is it's a closed path having the magnitude fixed frequency and the fixed oscillation. Okay. If both the two plots intersect, then only the limit cycle will come. Okay. Now I'll explain the what is how do we analyze whether it is enclosed or not enclosed. Okay. Now we'll see the stable and unstable limit cycle. Okay. The minus 1 by so you have got two plot. This plot is minus 1 by Kn locus and this one is the G omega s locus. You can see these two figure. Okay. We need to say minus 1 by Kn locus is enclosed by Gj omega locus or not. For that, you have to travel this direction. Okay. When you travel along the curve, the right side of the path is enclosed. Getting or not? This is enclosed. Okay. Then you this right side of all the path is enclosed. Okay. Then you want to see, first of all, you have to check minus 1 by kn locus is enclosed or not. If minus 1 by kn locus travels in unstable region and intersect g omega locus to enter stable, then this is for the limit cycle exist or not. Then how do you say that this one is enclosed or not? That is, when you travel in this direction, the right side of the path is enclosed. Okay. Now, see this figure. Okay. Then, first of all, analyze whether the stable or unstable condition. When right side of this one is enclosed means how much portion is stable condition. If the minus 1 by kn locus is not enclosed by the g omega locus, then the system is stable. Minus 1 by kn locus is not enclosed. The right side of this portion is always enclosed. Now, if then this j omega portion, the full portion is enclosed, then you can say that if it is enclosed, then you can say it is a stable one. Not enclosed. Can you analyze the stable and unstable condition? Minus 1 not enclosed by the g omega the locus, then the system is stable. Here it is not stable because this much portion it is enclosed. So this is unstable condition. Then left side of this is enclosed. So this much portion it is a enclosed one. You travel in this along the minus x1 locus and see the right side of the portion, that much portion is enclosed. Then the part of this j omega locus, this one is a enclosed one. This is a stable condition. Okay. When you move from this to here, it is unstable condition. That is clear or not, Rupesh? Enclosed means when right side of the path is always enclosed. Okay. Then right side of this path, only right, this portion of g omega locus is lying on the right side of the locus minus 1 by kn. So up to this much portion it is a enclosed, so it is a unstable condition. That is clear. Then since it is lying on the left hand side, this portion of g omega locus is lying on the left hand side, this much portion is not enclosed, so this much portion of g omega locus is a stable one and this much portion of g omega locus is a unstable one. Okay. Now, stable and unstable limit cycle occurs or not. That is, we know that when there is an intersection between g omega axis and minus 1 by kn, there exists a limit cycle. Then we want to find that limit cycle is a stable limit cycle or unstable limit cycle. Now, the condition is if minus 1 by kn locus travels in unstable region and it intersects j omega locus to enter stable region, then the limit cycle corresponding to that intersection point is a stable limit cycle. Now we will see whether it is a stable limit cycle or unstable limit cycle. This one, it is an unstable limit cycle. Why? Because minus 1 by kn locus travels in unstable region and it intersects g omega locus to enter stable region. Okay. Minus 1 by kn locus travels in unstable region and intersects g omega locus to enter stable region because this is a stable region. Right side of this right side of this 1 by kn path is a stable region. So this enters the stable region. This much is a stable region. So this point you can say it is an unstable limit cycle. if minus 1 by kn locus travels in unstable region and it intersects g omega locus to enter to stable region. This horizontal line, it is a stable region. This one is unstable region. So this minus 1 by kn locus travels from unstable region and at this and it is entering to stable region. There occurs this meeting point. So this is an unstable limit cycle. Okay. Now this figure you see multiple limit cycle. You can say this is why this one is a stable limit cycle. You see that minus 1 by kn locus, this one travels from unstable region, unstable region, and it enter to this stable region. Then you can say this one is a stable limit cycle, and this one is from stable to unstable. Then you can say it is an unstable limit cycle. Here you can see both stable and unstable limit cycle. That is, if minus 1 by kn locus travels in unstable region and it intersects g omega locus to enter stable region, then the limit cycle corresponding to that intersection point is a stable limit cycle. Okay. If both the curve meets, then only you can say that there exists a limit cycle. So whether it is stable or unstable, depending upon the entering of the minus 1 by kn locus, how it travels. If it travels from unstable region to stable region, then you can say it is an unstable limit cycle. And if it travels from unstable to stable, stable to unstable, then you can say unstable limit cycle. And unstable to stable, it is a stable limit cycle. Okay. Unstable region to stable region. So it is stable limit cycle. Here stable region to unstable region. It is a. Now you come to this one. This is another again multiple limit cycle. Okay. You travel minus 1 by kn locus through minus 1 by locus through. It is entering from unstable to stable one. So it is a stable limit cycle. Okay. This one unstable limit cycle. If minus 1 by kn locus travels in stable region and it intersects g omega locus to enter unstable region, then the limit cycle corresponding to that intersection point is unstable limit. Okay. Stable region to unstable region, then it is unstable limit cycle. Okay. Stable region to unstable region, so unstable limit cycle. Hmm? You want me to explain again, Dubesh? Hmm? Stable and unstable limit cycle. So when the limit cycle occurs, if these 2 point intersects, if two locus intersects, then the limit cycle occurs.
സ്റ്റേബിളും അൺസ്റ്റേബിൾ റീജിയനും എങ്ങനെ ഡിറ്റർമിൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത്?
Stable unstable അങ്ങനെയാണെന്ന് stable if the minus 1 by is not enclosed by g omega like locus, then the system is stable. Okay. If minus 1 by kn locus is not enclosed by the g omega locus, always the right side of this path is enclosed. When you take
അപ്പം മൈനസ് 1 by kn കൂടെ ട്രാവൽ ചെയ്യണോ അതോ ജി ജെ ഒമേഗ കൂടെ ട്രാവൽ ചെയ്യണോ?
minus 1 by kn locus കൂടെ travel ചെയ്യുക, then right side of that path is stable. Okay. This portion, this horizontal path is stable, right side of that path. Okay. Minus 1 by kn, when you travel minus 1 by kn locus, this is the direction. Okay. Right side of this path is stable. Then to find the limit cycle, if the minus 1 by kn locus travels in unstable region and it intersects g omega locus to enter stable region. Here this one. Okay.
ആ വെർട്ടിക്കൽ ലൈൻ എഴുതിയേക്കുന്ന അൺസ്റ്റേബിൾ ആണോ?
Horizontal
വെർട്ടിക്കൽ ലൈൻ.
Okay.
വെർട്ടിക്കൽ ലൈൻസ് ഇട്ടേക്കുന്നു
Unstable. if minus 1 by travels in unstable region and in the index is gh omega locus to enter stable region. Okay. Enclosed concept is clear to you? Right side of that particular part is enclosed. So here you see this
intersection
intersection of both this one. So here the enclosed means only one. If the minus 1 by kn locus is not enclosed by the gh omega locus, then the system is stable or there is no limit cycle. If the minus 1 by kn locus is enclosed by the g omega locus, then the system is unstable. Okay, that is a condition. Okay. Now let us see the describing function method, how to for doing this problem we need to find the describing function of that non-linearity. What is this non-linearity? You can say that just see this diagram. This is on for path gain is given to you. Here introduce the non-linearity. What sort of non-linearity is introduced? Two-page saturation non-linearity. So we should know the describing function of the saturation non-linearity to do this problem. Whether the okay, for that we will go for the derivation. So describing function of saturation non-linearity. This is a figure. Input output relationship of saturation non-linearity is on this figure. The input output relation is linear for x is equal to 0 to s. Okay, x is equal to 0 to s. Input is along the x-axis. From 0 to s, the output you can see it is linear. When the input x greater than s, the output reaches a saturated value ks. Okay, output reaches a saturated value ks and it maintains at that particular value. The response of the nonlinearity when the input is sinusoidal signal is shown in figure 217. Because for the nonlinear system, the input is sinusoidal one. Okay. You can see this input. Since the system is nonlinear, it is a saturation nonlinearity. The output, instead of getting this sinusoidal output, you will be getting this flipped one. Got it? This way. You won't get a sinusoidal one. It is a clipped one. Now the output you have got it. How the output varies? The at a different point, what is the output we can say? Y is equal to output is y. Y is equal to kx. Y kx up to 0 to beta. Y is equal to kx up to 0 to beta. From beta to pi minus beta. Beta to pi minus beta. What is the output? It is this constant value. What is that constant value? Ks. Okay. That is y is equal to ks. Omega t lies between beta and pi minus beta. Then what is the output from here? Beta to pi. It is again kx. Beta varies. Omega t lies between pi minus beta to pi. Got it? Input you are giving the sinusoidal one. If you introduce a nonlinearity, saturation nonlinearities, this is the output you will be getting. We should get the output at a different location. From 0 to beta, output is kx. From beta to pi minus beta, the output is ks. Yes. And from pi minus beta to beta, the output is kx. Okay. Now, what is the describing function? We know the describing function is Kn of x omega is equal to y1 divided by x angle phi 1. Then y1 is the amplitude of the fundamental harmonic component of the output. What is y1 then? It is we need to do the different analysis, harmonic analysis. Y1 is equal to magnitude is root of a1 square plus b1 square, and phi 1 is equal to tan inverse b1 by a1. The output y has half wave and quarter wave symmetrics. Is it so? Symmetrical is it is symmetrical. Output y. This one is symmetrical. Okay. It is symmetrical. So always your coefficient b1 is equal to 0. That you can directly write. The output y has half wave and quarter wave symmetrics. Therefore b1 is equal to 0. And equation for a1, that is a Fourier analysis. a1 is equal to 2 by pi by 2 integral 0 to pi by 2 y sin omega t d omega t. Okay. This is the equation coefficient of a1. 2 by pi by 2, we know that by doing the Fourier analysis. 0 to pi by 2 y sin omega t d omega t. The output y is given by two differential expression in the period 0 to pi by 2. We have seen. Hence equation can be written as, that is 2 by pi by 2 becomes 4 by pi. A1 is equal to. So this they will have a split up by. What is the split up? 0 to beta. What is the equation? Y sin omega t d omega t. See the figure. From 0 to 5. It is a part of sinusoidal wave only. What is that equation? Y sin omega t. Isn't it? Y sin omega t. And here it is a constant one. From beta to pi minus beta it is constant. Again it is y sin omega t. That we can see now. Equation of b1 is equal to always 0 because it's of half wave and quarter wave symmetric. a1, equation for a1, 2 by pi by 2 integral 0 to pi by 2 y sin omega t d omega t. The output y is given by two different expressions in the period 0 to pi by 2. Hence, equation can be written as shown in figure. 4 by pi, because 2 by pi by 2 becomes 4 by pi integral 0 up to 0 to beta, it is y sin omega t d omega t plus 4 by pi integral beta to pi by 2 y sin omega t d omega t. Okay. On substituting the values of y, we can write a1 is equal to 4 by pi integral 0 to beta kx sin omega t d omega t. Y you are replacing, because y, what is the value of y? Y is this. From 0 to beta it is kx. From beta to pi minus beta it is ks. From pi minus beta to pi it is kx. So from, okay, this equation you have to replace it by y. So from 0 to pi, instead of y you have put kx. Here instead of y you have put ks. Okay. On substituting x is equal to x sin omega t, we get a1 is equal to 4k by pi x sin omega t. Put the value of this one. X is x sin omega t. Okay. K you are taken outside. X sin omega t into sin omega t d omega t plus ks you are taking outside, 4 ks by pi integral beta to pi by 2 sin omega t d omega t. Then doing all the simplification, sin square omega t this way, then sin square omega t you replace it by 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. Then again take this one simplification, take 2 outside, you will be getting 2k x by pi omega t minus sin 2 omega t by 2. Do this calculation by beta to pi by 2. Okay. Integration of sin omega t is minus cos omega t. Put the limit. Okay. put the limit and do the simplification. Then on substituting, you will be getting this much in terms of s. Okay, on substituting for s, that is s is equal to x and sine beta, you will be getting, so put the replace s by x and beta. Do the simplification. You have to sit and do the simplification, then only you will be getting. This question is asked in the university exam. Y is equal to this comes for 10 marks. Y is equal to, then you will be getting a1. Okay. Then we know that y1 is equal to root of a1 square plus b1 square. b1 always the value is 0. Then you get the value of a1. Once you get the value of a1, y1 you have got. Okay. y1 is equal to tan inverse b1 by a1. Tan inverse is 0, 0. So the describing function is the general equation. y1 by x angle phi 1. Put the value of y1 and phi 1. You will be getting this one. This is the general equation. Okay. Describing function of saturation non-linearity. So this non-linearity, this function you have to introduce it in the system. Okay, we'll go for the problem. So what you will be doing today tutorial, this one you have to do it, derivation. After that the next tutorial problem we'll be doing. Okay.
നല്ലപോലെ മനസ്സിലായില്ല കേട്ടോ.
എന്തോ മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ? ഒന്നുകൂടെ പറയട്ടോ. Okay.
സമയായില്ലേ?
സമയം you need don't worry. I'll give one more meeting. No worry. Describing function. Okay, I'll brief it. That the describing function. Okay, fine. Describing function of deaths on non-linearity. So you are aware of that. Sorry, not deaths on. No, we are dealing with the. We are dealing with the one saturation non-linearity. Describing function of saturation non-linearity. What is that function? Kn is equal to, this is the describing function. Kn of x omega is equal to y1 by x angle phi 1. Okay. Here y1 is root of a1 square plus b1 square. And phi 1 is equal to tan inverse b1 by a1. So this is the why did you get this y1 as root of? This is the Fourier analysis only. These are the Fourier coefficients a1 and b1. So then always you can take this b1 as equal to 0. You need to calculate a1. Okay. How do you calculate a1? Based on the non-linearity. For that you need to go for the output equations. When you introduce the non-linearity. Input of the nonlinear system is sinusoidal one. When you have saturation nonlinearities, you are going to get the output as this only. Okay. Now you should know what is your A1 and B1. B1 is always 0 because of its symmetric in nature. Then you need to find the A1. Then what is A1? How can you calculate A1? That is the equation. What is the equation of A1 in the Fourier analysis? A1 is equal to 2 by pi by 2 in integral 0 to pi by 2 y sin omega t d omega t. Okay. Then calculate a1. 4 by pi integral 0 to beta. Then this is the general equation y sin omega t d omega t. Now here the y sin omega t d omega t, if it introduces saturation, then this is the case. Your y varies. This y varies as x. From 0 to beta, you won't get a sinusoidal one. Okay. Instead, you are getting a flipped one only. Then your y varies. Y is equal to kx up to beta. At the beta, your y becomes the maximum value. What is the maximum value? Ks. So this is the ks. Then from beta to pi, it is a sinusoidal shape only. You will be getting. But your value of y is kx. your x is x sin omega t because your input is x, sinusoidal one. But your output depending upon this one, your this nonlinearity is also introduced in this. So your output varies this way. Okay. You need to calculate now A1. How will you calculate A1? Rubesh, this much is clear. Hmm? A1 is 2 by pi by 2 integral 0 to pi by 2 y sin omega t d omega t. So this y sin omega t varies. This is a spell of 0 to pi by 2. So this 0 to pi by 2 you need to split because the nature of the output varies. It is from 0 to beta. 0 to beta it is y sin omega t d omega t. From beta to pi by 2 it is y sin omega t d omega t. So this y varies from for 0 to beta it is kx. This y is ks from beta to pi by 2. Okay. Then you do the calculation. Calculation means integration. Integral of x of sin omega t. Integrate, you should know how to integrate this function and this function. When you integrate this function, what you will be getting? Integral of sin omega t is 1 minus cos omega t. Similarly, what is integral of sin square omega t d omega t? 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. Then do the simplification. Keep on doing the simplification. This derivation part. Then substitute the values of s of x and beta. Then you will be getting a1 as okay. So you will be getting the describing function pi1 by x angle pi1. Okay. Rubesh, Boraya. Angana, if it is that is the case, the problem I'll if you're finding a difficulty, problem I'll explain in the next class. What do you want? You be familiar with this derivation today. That only you do it. What do you want to say? Rubesh? Or I can
മിസ്
explain. Huh?
നാളെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് നാളെ ചെയ്താൽ പോരെ?
Okay, problem that can be done. Only this the describing function, this derivation you do it today and submit. That is enough. Because if you go for hurry, then you won't get it. So whatever the classes I have taken it today, you do it properly. I'll share this one. Then just do that simple that derivation. Then for the next class we will do the problem. Okay. But this derivation part you have to do it
Okay,
and
miss.
submit today. Is it okay to everyone? Okay. You want me to explain again this derivation? No need, no, because you have to sit and do this derivation, then only it will come. So I'm not this one telling you so much. Then you just do the describing function of non-linear, not go through all this PPT and do the derivation. That's all for today's work tutorial. Is it okay? But do it properly. Don't just simply copy. Just do the derivation. Okay, all the calculation simplification, then it will come automatically. Then whatever the doubts you are having, you please ask. Then for the next class, before the start of the problem, I'll clear all your doubt. Then we'll directly go for the problem. Then it will be simple. Okay, that is sufficient. Okay, fine. Hmm? So if you want, you can ask doubt. Otherwise, we can leave. What do you want to base? So this derivation you will do it. Okay. Today's
Okay, miss.
tutorial, this derivation to everyone. Okay.
Uh,
Submit it. I'll
uh,
put that time limit today. 8 o'clock. After that, you won't be able to submit. Okay. Do it. Do the simplification.
okay, miss.
Huh? Don't simply copy. Do it.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
That's why I'm making you free. Otherwise, I would have bumped with another problem that I'm not doing it. I don't want to target you. Okay. Okay.
Okay, miss.
Okay then. Bye bye. Attendance എത്ര
Bye.
ഇറക്കാമെന്ന് നോക്കട്ടെ. ഇന്ന് സബ്മിറ്റ് ചെയ്യും. കോപ്പി അയക്കാമെന്ന് കോപ്പി അടിക്കുന്നതിനാണ് മാർക്ക് എടുത്തത്. Recording.